All right, so what I thought I'd do today is take a basic progression. I'm gonna do G, B7, E minor, and C. So G, B7, E minor, and C. And you know what I wanna do here is just kind of make it as musical as possible. So it's like how to practice and learn, but still at the same time have fun while you're doing it, right? That should be kind of the goal anytime you're practicing. So, G is just standard G here. B7, middle finger, second fret of the A string, first fret of the D's, second fret of the G, and second fret of the high E. So the B string should be open. And then E minor, and then C. So for a lot of you out there, the B7 is probably the one chord that maybe you don't know. So what we're gonna start out here with is like a 6/8 feel. So what that means is, 6/8 notes per bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I would turn a beat on here and just make sure that you can do this in time, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So I'm not going to keep it on the whole time, but you do want to be practicing at times, with some type of metronome or beat to make sure that you are playing in time. So some other things we can do here is, I'm not just going through all the strings here. So I'm not just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 1, 2, 3. It's just not as musical, right? So I'm going to be kind of like breaking these things up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice I'm putting an accent on beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now these are all just down strums so far, right? So I haven't gotten into playing any up strums yet. So, I can start adding in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Could do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 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 Okay, so you can start, we kind of treat eighth notes as like quarter notes. In 6/8 time, we treat eighth notes like quarter notes, we treat eighth notes like quarter notes, and 16th notes would almost be like eighth notes in a sense. So when I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm really thinking of that as eighth notes. And then when I'm adding in the ands, it's kind of thinking those as 16th notes, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. You could double up. I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you can kind of displace and do different ones. You don't have to keep doing the same pattern. Other things we can do here is you can start like kind of strum arpeggio. Okay, so that's just come back here, get a little bit of that. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. When I'm doing the strum, I'm not really thinking too much about it's not like some specific pattern. I'm just trying to keep the 6/8 time going, right? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5. Now maybe I pick in 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, and 3. around with different ways, and I'm making mistakes here. It's all a part of it, right? You know, you're trying to practice, you're trying to learn and work on things. And I see that as, for some people, as a huge pitfall when they're practicing, is that they make mistakes and they act like it's the end of the world. And, you know, I'm not, there's gonna be no cuts here for me, right? When I do this, I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't have time to be editing up these videos and, you know, cutting out my mistakes. And so I'm just letting it go here. This is all really unscripted, and just, I knew I wanted to take these 4 chords and I'm going with it from here, right? Okay. What else can we do? Let's see. Well, you know, this is just 6/8, so you obviously could go into, you know, a 4/4 time and start doing stuff with that too, but I'm not going to do that right now. Some other things we can do with the chord, we can start adding in notes from the scale. So since we're in the key of G, you know what I mean, I'm really going to be seeing my, like, I guess I could say my open G. That's my open G major scale. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay, so now what I mean, what I'm showing you that is because so there I'm adding in the notes. I'm seeing this G scale. Again, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. That's 1 octave. It's G there, or to open G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So I'm seeing the scale, and I know that those are other notes that I can add in amongst. See how nice that sounds when I take that G chord? And I let go of my first finger and I see the open D, hammering onto the E. I can even go down to the G string. Now the B7, well, I'm on the F sharp here, so I can go up to the G and play open high E with the lifting off, so, right, and then E minor. Kind of the same thing as G, right? And then to C, now I come down to the G string in my middle, and I reach with my pinky to get the F sharp. Really cool sound there. Right? We've gone from very basic here, from just down strumming to 6/8, you know, and I might at times be a little bit out of time here myself, with especially adding all this stuff in there too, you know, and I'm doing the best I can to try to stay in time. So we've gone from very basic down strumming to, you know, to start like arpeggiating our way through the progression to now even adding in notes. So, you know, we've kind of kept ramping things up here to make it more interesting. And for some of you watching, I know that this stuff might be very, very challenging, and it was for me too when I started. So you got to do the best you can and just start somewhere with it, right? Okay, what else can we do here? What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to show you like how much more there is with one progression that you can be doing to get more out of it. Many of you out there would just play this first progression as just open chords, E minor, and then that's all you would do, right? You wouldn't even try to change the strum pattern. It would just be this one thing. And I get it. If you're beginners, then that's what you would do, okay? But for some of you out there, you know, you're beyond that, and you should be trying to go beyond just doing what I just said. So now what you do is you try to figure out where else to play these chords at. So get out of open position, okay? So now I could start here and play my G as a bar chord, right? Now we're gonna get into the cage system, right? I'm not gonna get too deep in this, but you know, at this point, if you don't, you know, if you're a beginner, you probably don't want to worry about what I'm about to show you. So we got G for right now. You know, you can always come back to this video once you're comfortable with these open chords. So G is a bar chord, that's my E chord moved up. Then we got B7 here now as a bar chord, that's my open A7 moved up. And then I could stay right here, and I could go to a D minor shape E minor chord. So that's my open D minor chord moved up a whole step. And I can still play the low E. And And then C would be my A major chord moved up at the 3rd fret. So now I get how I started to get into like a percussive strum thing. The reason that is because I'm playing more bar chords, which makes it a little bit easier for me to be able to just release the pressure of the chord here, right? So some of you really need to work on this idea of the press and release. So once again, we're making things interesting and we're learning at the same time, right? You're challenging yourself to go beyond just this one chord, all right? Where else can we do this at? Well, I could still play G here, and then instead of playing my B7 here, I could have moved my G up, or the B7 up to the low E root at the 7th fret, right? Now I'm using my E7 chord moved up here. So, you know, now I get into this idea, right, of like, kind of like I could walk in to the chord if I want to do something like that. I still could have done it here. Played open A into the B there. Okay, so I'm walking into the B7 there. Now I can play my E minor right here. This sets up perfect for the A minor shaped E minor here at this, it's on the A string of the 7th fret. Again, this is my open A minor chord moved up. And then for C, you know, I could go right here now to my E chord. It's what you just used for G, moved up to the 8th fret, right? So what else can I do here? I could play the C-shaped G chord here. Now we're getting a little bit more advanced, a little bit more challenging here with chord shapes, right? So, you know, this is just the C chord moved up. Literally my open C chord moved up. Sometimes I play it like that. Sometimes I just do it like this. Or I just kind of get rid of the 2 E's. Now I can still play the same B7, the same E minor, and the same C, right? I could go to the D7 shaped B7, right? You know, other things I could do here would be, you know, I could use the C minor shape or just this like E minor triad, and what's cool about this is I can let the open B and E to get this really cool full 6-string E minor. Remember, this is just E, E, G, B, B, E. And then I could do C, I could do the G-shaped, kind of the top half of the G-shaped C chord. Right, so I'm gonna get now I'm adding a little, you know, again I'm adding to make it a little bit more interesting. So I'll get into this. So well, hold on. Let's do this. Let's just take triads. Okay, so these have all been big chords. I guess the only one I forgot to do would be like the A-shaped G chord 2 here, right? And I could go to my could go to my D shaped B7. I could do E minor up here. It's a little cumbersome up there, right? And then C. Okay. All right, now let's talk about triads. So just basic triads. So let's say I'm talking now just about playing literally just 3 notes of the chord here, okay? So I'm gonna take different string sets here, right? So if I take the bottom string set, which consists of the G, B, and E, then I have a D-shaped. Again, these are part of bigger chords. Again, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm already seeing them at over 15 minutes here, so. But yeah, so this is just a G-shaped, or G chord using like the D shape, literally just the D chord moved up, and it becomes a D chord, or G chord, I'm sorry. So D chord moved up for a G chord. And then I take my B here, so I would see this is the bottom of the E-shaped chord. And then my E minor, that's just the bottom of the A minor shaped chord. And then the C is just the bottom of the E-shaped chord. So you basically use these already. But instead of seeing them as like big full chords, you're breaking them up into the smaller little chunks. Now, why would you do this? So there's a few reasons why. One is that now you have fingers free, right? Fingers free to like add in things. So let's just imagine like you're the second guitarist in a band, or you're jamming and somebody's already doing big full chords, playing this progression like this. Well, you don't necessarily you could be playing the big chord somewhere else, but it might be cool if you're the one just like right, just kind of adding that in, which is, again, that will just help kind of make it a little bit more interesting, not only for the listener, but for yourself, everybody else, right? And like I said, now I really have to be able to add on to the notes here. To be able to add on to the notes here, I have to be able to see my G major scale, right? So for me, I'm just seeing my C position in my cage. I'm just seeing that. See my 2 roots, the G here, how important it is to see my root shapes everywhere on the fretboard. That's like home base, okay? Okay, so now if I see these notes here on the E string and the B string, that's just 10, 8, 7, 10, 8, 7, right? D, C, B, A, G, F sharp. So I can take that chord now and try to add, now when I go to B, go to E minor, same thing. So I'm just adding and making, again, trying to make things interesting, right? All right, then, maybe I move it down to G here. B7 there, E minor, and C. Bottom of the E-shaped chord here for G. I've got B7. I've got this basically another version of A7 shape moved up. I'm just taking the bottom half of it, and then I got E minor. This is that D minor shaped. Just breaking it into the little triad, and then C. It's the bottom of the A-shaped chord. So this isn't magic that I'm doing, right? I'm just seeing the bigger shapes around all these chords, or the smaller shapes, I guess you could say. I'm breaking up the bigger chords, the bar chords, and breaking them into string sets, and then just using them as triads, okay? And then another one I could do would be starting with G up here, right? B7, E minor, just using 12 and 12, and C. So, and E minor. Tricky. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that for that. But I am going to tell you though that you can start doing this on the other string sets. So I'll just do one real quick so you can like go off and try to experiment with that on your own, right? So now I'm on the D, G, and B string set here, and I've got a G chord here. This is again from the middle part of the C shape. So I gave you the kind of the D shape that's a part of the C shape. I know some of this can be confusing, but and then now the next part of the C shape would be the D, G, and B string set. And the reason and you notice how I individually play these things. Like I don't bar and then do it again, because then I have fingers free. Right? I have fingers free to be able to do other things. That's why I really encourage my students when they're learning these to not just, play the full shapes. Okay? And I got B7 right here. That's 9, 8, 7. And then I got E minor right here, that's 9, 9, 8. So the B was a part of the middle of the E shape. The E minor, literally the A minor chord shape moved up. So that E minor. And then C is just like B, the middle of the E shape. Okay, so. And again, I can start. Just adding in. Okay. Another thing you can do is you can start trying to this is where even seeing triads come in handy for like improvisation, right? Because then what I can start doing here is I can start then now I'm really just trying to arpeggiate my way through the progression. So it's G, all right, and then B7, and then E minor. I could, okay, so I'm just using the same shapes. So, not easy, right? I mean, this is a lot easier for me to do with a backing track or some type of music being played. But again, I like to challenge myself like that. I feel like if I can maintain that rhythm going while I'm doing this, it's really proving to myself that I have a good feel for the rhythm or whatever it is I'm in time, if I'm in the 6/8 or 4/4 or whatever it may be. So just real quickly, I'll just leave you with this then. Like the idea is I'm just gonna see different ways that I can arpeggiate. So that's a G, and I'm seeing a B7. And again, this is all caged. Right, and then E minor could be, and then C could just be, right? But now, at first you might have to just just see your way through. See? So you may have to just kind of see your way through it, slowly like that, and just playing the chord tones. But eventually, you try to be me, right? So I'm trying to add with the G. So now you can see that I'm trying with the B7, E minor, and then C. So you can see what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take the arpeggio and then I'm trying to add in notes of the scale to it to make it more interesting, because it's like this is how we blend the arpeggios and scales together. So just to play a scale up and down is not musical, and just to play the arpeggio on its own is not very musical. But you got to accept that in the beginning when you're learning this stuff, it's going to be a little robotic, right? You're not going to be able to, you're not going to know how to be very musical with it at first. But eventually you start to kind of just understand it. All right, so I hope that helps some of you in terms of, you know, how to practice a little bit better, being more musical, having fun, at the same time like learning the neck, and really how, look at what I just did in like 25 minutes with just one chord progression, right? Just a simple 4 chords, right? All right, check me out, you know, obviously on YouTube, steveanthus.com. If you want a lesson or something, get a hold of me. If you have any questions about anything, don't be afraid to ask. Thanks.